Welcome to the Christian Nostalgia Podcast.
And this is our VBS wrap-up party.
A month-long celebration all about Vacation Bible School.
So without a moment to lose, this is Nora.
This is Lee.
Let's get this party started.
Hello and welcome to the VBS wrap-up party. Today is episode 1 with the entertainment and lessons.
Woo! Welcome everybody.
I'm joined always by my co-host. How are you over there, Nora?
Doing good, Lee. Thanks for inviting me to the wrap-up party.
Yep. So we'd like to start off by congratulating all of you out there that this pretty much wraps up the season for VBS at churches.
Yes, you did it. You made it.
I've seen, I see a few signs up still for the last week before like the kids start prepping to go back.
That's true. That's true. Summer's getting shorter and shorter and shorter.
It is, but it also is getting hotter and hotter and hotter.
The weather.
So
the weather hasn't changed.
So you also want to plan your VBS out when it's the coolest week. So
a lot of popsicles, everybody. I know you went through a lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of Gatorade, a lot of
Kool-Aid.
A lot of Kool-Aid, yes. We had a lot of that growing up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a lot.
But
always
yeah.
red.
Always red.
Never.
Or tropical.
The tropical
but you
one
can never
is red.
taste the difference.
You really could. It was cherry, and then the tropical is kind of still
but
cherry.
No, this was the season for splurging.
Yes.
Where we got the barrels.
The little hugs.
Little hugs.
They're called little hugs, people.
We got we only got them. It felt like for that.
Yes, Capri Suns was fancy juice boxes.
Fancy.
The juice boxes with the straw, folks. That was a big deal.
So this was the time to splurge.
It was.
But anywho's, to give you some context, I've been working in the VBS world for over 10 years at my local small church. Themes galore. Every year it felt like saw something new. It was really cool to both participate. I participated up till, young teens age, before, since, my dad was my pastor, I also helped out. It felt like every year on something.
Yes, we were helping at a pretty young age. We were doing something.
Even though we still participated,
yes.
We participated in, everything
I agree.
else.
Our parents were good when we were much younger because they wanted us to be surprised with our friends. And I remember us staying a lot with our grandparents and being like they wanted us to be surprised.
Yeah.
But as we got older, you couldn't.
Yeah, you put in the hours.
Help was needed as you got older. It's like,
It was.
We need your help, and you're ready for it when you get older, for sure.
But when you get into it, it's no vacation by Bible school.
The name doesn't work.
You need a vacation from the vacation.
From the vacation Bible school,
yes.
For sure, as a volunteer and staff member.
Yep, volunteer and staff, because if you have a big staff or a small staff,
yes,
you are wearing multiple hats.
It's obvious.
Either you do snacks and games, or you do the play and lesson time. Like we're covering today, is like all hands on deck. We got to get the message across.
Yes.
And this is starts the week.
Yes.
Off, and depending on how well this goes, kind of sets the tempo for the rest of the week.
Absolutely.
On how it's going to go.
This is what kicks off the whole night.
Yes.
is that opener entertainment that literally gets the crowd, gets the kids, gets you sitting in the pew, excited,
Yeah.
and ready to go to the next station, to the next station, to the next station. This is it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt like we had to begin the party with this topic
Yeah.
for sure, and the lessons, because the lesson was always woven in to the opener some way, somehow. As a when I was younger, then you went, of course, to the Bible study, Sunday school time.
Yeah.
Technically, it was Sunday, a bigger, broader, I would say a little more funner version of Sunday school, because they decorated the room for the theme. The teachers dressed up a couple of times, I remember.
Yeah.
It
Well, if
was
it's your
it was
same
fun.
teacher from Sunday school, it's not as fun because they
Well,
kind of know where you're at spiritually and they kind of know where to point out. So,
we were the pastor's kids, so just like the mark was already,
yeah.
I might as well just put the sticker right on the forehead, pastor's
Yeah.
kid, and just
I always loved when they mix up the teachers, and they do that
yeah,
just to have a
it
little
was kind
fun
of
with the
fun. We'd
kids.
either get the youth pastor, we'd get the younger, like kindergarten, teacher, and you're like,
Yeah.
ooh,
There you
she's
go.
fun. She likes to do a lot of hand motions and songs.
So
You're like,
yeah.
ooh.
Although you started before I did, in the
Yes.
arts and crafts division.
Yes, my personal experience is the craft lady that ran the craft. She had to move. She was
Yeah.
leaving the community, and my parents reached out to me at the age of 15, I believe, folks, 15, and said, "You love to craft," which I do. "And would you run the craft?" I said, "Well, if nobody steps up, please, reach out to the church and make sure nobody else wants to do it." And
Yeah.
mom's like, "We have not heard anyone step up to do it." I said, "Well, let me know, after the meeting, the VBS meeting for the staff." I was a volunteer at the point, and I was helping, a little bit with like the younger kids and decorations at that point, but nobody stepped up to do it.
Yeah.
So I joined the staff, got a t-shirt, and became part of got the craft book, which I was so happy. I was like, oh, this book was handed to me, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I'm
The
fulfilling,
T-shirt.
oh yeah, the staff. I got the
Oh
badge, and
yeah.
I was labeled craft leader, and I decorated my first room for the first time. It was a lot of
Yeah.
fun to join,
Yeah.
to be part of the staff member, and I would say participating and going around as the stations as a child was so much fun,
But
and
that's
then joining
always
the staff was, I would almost say, funner a little
yeah.
bit too, because I felt like I got to stay on and grow into it. But I also have been a teacher as well over the years. I did the kindergarten age and got to take them around to the stations and see the joy in the kids uh
Yep,
participating. So that
as
was
did I.
fun. That was fun. Yeah, you did do the kindergarten group, right? One age.
Yeah, a
you
couple years.
you brought them to crafts. you
It was
you
nice.
were good. You had them nice and under control. You did great. Like the Von Trapp kids and Sound of Music. You
Yeah,
had them lined up and telling me thank you. They were the best group.
they were.
They were the best group. All the other classes were just wild and out
They
of
were on
control.
time,
You were on time. Those children were you impressed
and they had
me.
the best fun in the world.
They were amazing. You did a great job with the staff. That was
So,
great. But that was my personal experience. Love VBS. Could not praise it any ever more. I could be a little critical at times of maybe the kits and the themes, just because I have such a great past
yeah,
history. I kind of tend to review the newer ones and sometimes
yeah,
the older ones, like my least favorite Bible school in the history of participating in Bible school and going to the was Construction Junction.
yeah.
That was
Which
my
we will go
least.
over themes while at one point
That
in the
is,
month.
yes,
So we go
yes,
over themes, our top 5
yes.
best
But
themes.
we're not. But that's not in the best. That's in the worst for me.
No,
That was
no.
rough,
But
rough, rough, rough.
but still, This topic today is theme and entertainment slash opener Bible lesson, whatever you would want to say.
Yes. Yes.
But this is the show.
Yes.
I would say the big show.
This is it.
This is either you sat down to watch a puppet go on numerous adventures and get sprinkled in there God and what he wants you to do with the
Yes.
scripture, and then immediately gets cut off for the next week.
Yes. Tune
Um,
in tomorrow,
and
And you had to
then,
come back. You did.
yep, or it would go to, nowadays it's sort of like this Bible man like play
It's a
now
sketch.
where
Yeah. Yeah.
literally these, you know, non-actors are trying to portray the lesson, the theme, and try to remain serious at the same time, which I believe VBS was hard enough already. Then you had to practice and
No.
practice
Oh,
a production of
yes.
sorts,
That
and
was
I mentioned, the Bible Man, because it's like it's that sort of esque acting on
it
top of the
is.
sets
It
and stuff like that,
was.
where you could do the best you could do, but for only 4 or 5 days, it you had to be able to take it down,
It was rough. The
so
one we went to wasn't our own, but they held the paper in their hand with the script because it's like you felt sorry for them because you knew they probably had to decorate,
they did.
make the snack,
Yep.
prepare a lesson. Most of these people led the Sunday school or Bible classes for the kids or crafts, and then they had to go on the stage and try to act. And
Yeah,
yeah, it was a
it was a
lot.
lot of work.
It was a lot of work, and then joining the staff for us, we would get these scripts. And thankfully, we sat together as a family and then talked it over with the volunteer staff to just go, we're not making you say anything, you're okay. We just need you to stand here or be in the crowd or, do this. And we twisted it for our group. And, I think that's the best thing about VBS kits is you can make it your own and don't be afraid to
Yeah,
say, I know my kids, I know my staff, I know my community, I know what we can pull off and what we can't. And we can just take the fundamental of the lesson. And
yeah,
as long as it gets out, as long as we keep the theme,
yeah.
of
I mean,
safari,
I mean, it was definitely, I've experienced both, and
yes.
I would say that in order to make our lives much more easier as a staff,
A
I miss them putting more work into puppetry or some sort of animation style
DVD
to
of
help
something.
the kids, because these
Yes.
things were only like 5 minutes or something like that. It gave you enough time to eat a corn dog in the back because you probably didn't eat with the rest of the staff,
Oh my goodness,
because you were
yeah.
trying to set up games
Yeah.
outside or something. You're always constantly trying to do something. So it was a good break
It
for the staff
was.
to catch
It
your breath
was. Even the ones,
before the
yeah.
calm before the storm type of a
Absolutely. Well,
thing.
even the leaders, when I led the kindergarten class, unfortunately that era had passed, and so I had to make everyone know you have to sit, you have to watch the story, on the stage.
Yeah,
It's hard
it
versus a
is.
screen. The projector turns on or the screen turns on. Kids' eyes, that LED, they go straight to it,
It
and it
does.
does pull them in a little bit more than hold on, oh, hold on. I can't tell you how many times I have to keep the kindergartners under control to just go, hold on, it's going to start. It's going to start any minute,
Yeah,
and the staff had to put on this production and we adapted and tried to make it as engaging. We tried to blend the screen with the stage as
yeah,
much as possible and try to play clips or adventure clips or images on the screen to try to do both because if you'd put all the focus on the stage, I think you're probably going to lose a certain percentage in the audience for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So, and on that topic, do you believe VBS still does make that impact with a world of, attention spans cannot be more low?
It's
And
gotten bad.
to be honest, I mean, these themes and these like strange animals they're picking now for some of these themes and directions that these kits are being made
Yeah,
in
yeah,
hasn't really improved since the early 2000s when we were kids. I mean, I
yeah.
would even argue that some kits that I had as a kid was better designed than what I see for purchase today.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's been I have to admit it has been rough. This is no it creativity has taken a hit. For sure in the Christian community. I have seen it. I mean, we were going back and talking, about Veggie Tales and older, these shows and talking about how creative some of them were and the ideas of them and what they tried to accomplish and, whether it hit a home run or it didn't. I would say the VBS kits themes, I am seeing this circle around not too much creative. And what's even worse is they brought back scuba, the vacation Bible school scuba. You and me, it's in my top great memories of VBS's. Music was fantastic. Lessons were on point. The character, the artwork, chowder, it was all there. It was a great kit. The remake of it is a ghost to the past one. Just looking at it this year, scrolling through the artwork, scrolling through the characters, and just going, it doesn't hold a candle to where they changed the music. It's
Yeah.
been totally modernized, and it just to bring a kit back and not even utilize or just I mean the goal is to bring the kit back and update it a little bit, but not oh we're going to take the name and kind of take the lessons, but we're going to do make it our own. And I don't know, it the impact is important for sure. Very it's very crucial, I think, to a church in general to host for their community. And if not just for their members in the church, for the kids to have a moment where the church and the staff, maybe people they never met before, or got a
Yeah.
chance to rub elbows with the seniors or the maybe the youth pastor, group. And I always love that about VBS. It brought the whole church together.
Yeah.
I really, really think that's important that the all the separate entities of church drop their titles, drop their, groups, drop their age, really shrink
Yeah.
themselves down to a child and wrap their arm around the next generation. And the impact, I think, is important. But I have seen a decline for sure in the creativities of the themes,
Yeah.
in the music has not been that good, sorry. From some of these newer kits. Uh we've literally bought music and changed because the kit came with music that just literally in my personal opinion was it wasn't usable for our group as a whole, for our whole
Yeah.
church
Yeah.
and staff. So once again, I'm definitely interested going forward with seeing another generation come up in these VBS kit companies.
Well, it always comes down to the staff. The
Yes.
staff is the lifeblood that God will use to make a VBS successful or not.
I agree.
And
Absolutely.
if a
Yes.
church has a healthy church, you
Yes.
will see a larger staff than you will of kids
That is
because
true.
because of people willing to give of their time
Yes.
and build the stage and build the themes up
Yes.
and right now, church goers have dropped, over the last few
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to get people to volunteer and to help,
Yes.
much less get those people that don't go to church
Yes.
into to get their kids involved in the vacation Bible school
I agree.
theme. And it's hard
Yeah.
sell people
Mm.
on that, because you're almost competing with a summer camp or something like that,
Yes.
where you used to
Yes.
be just, oh, when's your church having their vacation
Right.
Bible school? It was more of a community thing.
It was.
And
It was. Well, things you can see over the history have replaced the church. The
yeah,
world has come in and taken things that the church was the lifeblood of, where education, the beginning of Sunday school was to educate the uneducated. The food bank, was created, but the church was the soup kitchen, feeding people. Once the people started not seeing the church, seeing God as their source of help and resource,
yeah.
they went elsewhere. And like you said, camps and summer programs outside the church has replaced vacation Bible school.
Yeah, and the church has evolved since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So the impact of the church has also evolved since I was a
Yes,
kid.
I agree.
The way that parents are impacted, the way that kids are impacted, and the
Mm-hmm.
way that
Way we worship,
yeah,
really. Yeah.
yeah, I think that as of right now, I would say that kids aren't as enamored with the themes that these companies are coming up with
I
as a
agree.
personal, opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
think that there's still hope. I'm not saying there isn't, but I'm saying as of right now, I'm saying that with a generation where their attention spans are so low,
Yes.
and we don't have kids that point outside the window and say, "What's that?" or "Can
Yes.
we go to see that?" Because we would
Yes.
always get people, future members of the church would actually
Yep.
come to VBS first,
Yes.
because they saw the signs and they were like,
Yeah, brought
"Can
their
we
kids. Yeah, that's what it was
can we,
about.
yeah, come and
Yeah.
see how this goes?" And it's a good excuse to bring your friends and
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
So I would say, yeah, it depends on how impactful is your staff. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter how
Mhm.
big or small it is. It's how
Mhm.
impactful is your staff
I
prepared,
agree.
and how willing are you to adapt the theme kit that you paid so much for.
Agreed. You want to try to use everything.
So
Yeah.
how much are you willing to bend and flex that kit outside the lessons?
Yes.
How much are
Yes.
you willing to bend and flex that kit to fit your particular age group, of majority of the age group you have, and
I
be
agree.
willing to adapt to visitors and such.
I agree.
So
I
I
agree.
would say it's very situational,
And
but
I do agree that to add to your point is the impact is it's needed. I do think it's
it is.
needed. I still stand by the importance of Vacation Bible School as a whole for just the church
Yeah,
in
of
general,
course,
just
yeah.
the staff. But the impact of of it affecting the community, it is interesting to see that it has become. I feel that it's just for the church members and the church and the Christian friends get a chance, or the church members get a chance to invite their non-Christian friends' kids
Yeah.
to the Bible school versus, like you said, used to drive by churches, these signs
Yeah.
everywhere. We didn't have phones looking, we weren't looking down. We were looking out the window growing
Yeah.
up, and we
Yeah.
would see, like, hey, mom, dad, can we go to that VBS? And they would look and say, oh, sorry, the dates, we're not going to be able to do that. Or, yeah, we'll drop you off, and it was more like that. So the impact, I think, was important for the time frame. It allowed you to, people from off the streets, families, to see the sign and say, I don't have any place to put my kid for a
Yep.
week. I
Yep.
get a break for a few hours. Versus today, it has changed a lot. It
Yeah.
VBS is definitely going to be one of those things for sure. Will either probably it's starting to adapt to the times a little bit, but at the same time, you don't want it to adapt too much. I
Oh
think
yeah.
that tradition is a little important for sure.
Yep. And yeah, I mean, by this time, the season will be done and you'll have until next year. My church was always make it better, make it better.
Make it better.
So
Bigger,
so I
bigger. Yeah.
mean, if any of this stuff, encouraged you, we hope so, to push forward and to impact your community for God. So, and
Absolutely.
that's our goal, is to encourage you and to, encourage your staff and community to rally around a good theme, a
Mhm.
nice week with
Mhm.
kids.
It's
Either,
worth it.
yeah, it's
It is
worth
worth
it
it. You're
if you do
tired,
the
but it's
right.
worth it.
Yep, I mean, it's worth it.
It's
So,
worth it.
so,
Absolutely.
and we're gonna go in here now to our top 5 personal moments and times that we enjoyed to grow up with.
Let's go.
Let's get into it.
My number 5 was, and I know this sounds super goofy, and I know this sounds kind of almost corny, but the fun theme lesson time activities and
Yes.
the cool themed booklets and paperwork. It was,
Okay.
it sounds silly, but it broke the normal, like, Sunday school vibes.
Uh huh.
You got the Sunday school vibes naturally for lesson time, but it just made it made the class time more fun. The Sunday school stuff was kind of not, the focus as far as what you normally had. So you had fun things like a maze, or you had a cool little book that was the theme of the whole week, and you opened it up you wrote your name on it, and then you
Yeah.
opened it up every night. You'd go and you'd get your book and you'd flip to the next page, and whatever the artwork was, or the theme character mascot would be on that piece of paper for the day, and it just made class time more fun. The teachers had like certain activities, or I was a visual learner. I
Yeah.
still am.
Yeah.
I need to be shown. I love pictures. I love art. For my lessons, for things with imagery, and Bible school was great like that because the teachers taught different than Sunday school. They would
Oh
have
yeah.
posters. They would, like I said, some of them dressed up. It was a lot of class. They made class time fun if you had to. And naturally, I had a few years or a couple, depends on the teacher and the theme. Was it executed well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did that person lead, handle that theme well and accept it well? Sure, I've had a couple of those moments. But you still, when I open up the kit today, no matter how old I get, the paperwork for the kit for class time is still pretty cool.
Yep.
I've had decoders. Do you remember the decoder Bible school with the
Yeah.
spy?
Yeah.
We got magnifying glasses and we went through and it had secret messages in it. See, that's cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
So that's my
Yeah.
number 5.
Very cool. Very nice. Number
Number 4.
4. Okay. Today, not my number 4 is a personal one with joining in the daily opening act.
Oh, this is a good one.
So for me, um, our staff, no one else was very bold when the themes went to sketches or went
Yes.
towards a display
Yes.
to reflect the theme. So
Yep.
naturally, they looked to me, who loved just Star Wars and did different themed IPs, and they were like, "Hey, you want to be, a spy this week, or do you want to be?" I mean, I've been anything from a knight
Been a night.
to a spy
Yep.
to Indiana Jones
Yes.
to a mascot,
You've been the mega athlete. We
the
had
mega
you every night. You
athlete.
dressed up for the sport and showed kids how to play it and
Yeah,
demonstrate
so
it. Yeah, yeah, we've put you through a lot.
yeah, so I
You've been
mean,
cool.
that was kind of, I enjoyed acting in it. I always got kids that said, you're him, and it's like, yeah, I mean, who else is on staff here? So it was sort of like, it was. I always wanted to
Yeah.
pay another actor, a guy off the street, so I could sit in the back and just say, "Hey."
The
So,
one year you did great all week. The kids just, totally was fooled. And then one kid noticed the shoes
yep,
and came up and said, "I figured you're the guy." And you went, "What? How do you
yeah,
know?" You did great. You always kind of blew 'em off like, "What? How do you know that?"
yeah,
And, if they didn't give you a good answer, you just walk away, "I don't know."
yeah.
To kind of try to at least keep it,
So,
but he got you and you went, "Yeah, it's me."
but
You
yeah,
know.
I always enjoyed those times. It was a great way to go in and out, and the kids always enjoyed it. We always used every bit of the sanctuary to do the plays,
Yes.
and they were always in and out, and the
Yes.
kids were always enjoying it and wanting more. And we gave them just enough to where they could come back every day and find out what would take place next. So that's my number four is joining the daily opening act.
That was a good one.
So we move on to number
Number three.
three.
Number three is for me. Mine's kind of similar to you, but in a different sort of realm. Mine is being a part of the daily opener as a staff member,
Okay.
working on the opening show and being a part of the tech. It was like you said, the
Yeah.
videos had kind of dwindled out and they needed, to put on these performances. And, naturally, technology is a great form of doing so. So it was really fun for me. I got to join in on helping with the music, on putting together slides and images and making, sometimes with your amazing, being an adventurer or a knight or a spy. I got to be behind the scenes
Yeah.
making sure a countdown. You had to defuse a bomb one time, and I put a countdown
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
screen and played some music, and just the overall decorating was fun. Being a part of that opener staff, knowing I go in early, get the lights on, turn on the background like ambiance music,
Yeah.
unlock, making at the setting the stage for when the classes would come in of the groups of kids. And
Yeah, and it works so well. I think we really went out of our way to give these kids something that they've never seen before.
yes.
And I think that the funny thing is, our original tech location was towards the front on the stage.
Yes, we did.
So you would technically be right off to the right side of the stage
Yep.
until we moved our tech in the back recently. So that was kind of the
Yes.
funny thing was if we did a spy theme, you'd have to be a spy on a computer. If you were trying to do the Dark Ages theme, we had to stick you behind a stone wall.
I had to hide.
So we
Yes. I was
were
a
very
sports announcer.
creative.
I was a sports announcer one year. I had to sit up there with my little, outfit and just smile and go on to the next sport, and try to be a part of it because it's like, what do you
Yeah,
do? Yeah, I was
exactly.
either hidden on
Yep.
the stage. I was part of the decorations. Little did the children know I had to sneak behind a curtain, or I had to be out there with
Yeah,
everyone. So yeah, it was a lot of fun
it was.
joining it because my parents were just like, "Well, do you have any ideas? Well, they want you to do this, this, and this." And I'm like, "Well, I think I can do something like that on the laptop. Give me a couple of days."
Yeah.
And and some music was added, and yeah, that was my number three. It's similar to you joining in the opening. I mean, you acted. You actually like put on the costume. I was more staff backstage, but it was a lot of fun, and of
Yeah,
course, helping with everything else. But
I think so.
yeah.
Yeah. Moving on to number
Number 2.
2. Okay, for me, um I mean, obvious thing, I'm sure everyone would agree this might have been number 1, I think for a lot of people out there,
Yes.
but it fell to
Yes.
2. Trust us, I think you'll agree on 1. But number 2 is just the decorations.
Absolutely.
The theming of the stage, the theming of for my church we did the basement, the teachers would come and decorate their rooms. Just everything. I mean, to
Oh.
all the way to the iron-on t-shirts. If they were crooked or not, because you just did them the
Oh,
night before,
this is a good choice.
I mean, I remember for like an underwater theme, you come in and just the whole stage was one big blue tarp, and it just had this smell, like you can smell the tarp smell, and just the blow up. It had blow up beach balls and dolphins and stuff, and you can imagine what the
Yes.
rubber slash tarp smell would be.
Oh,
But I'll always remember it as like one of the most coolest, because it was such a contrast from what the
yes.
stage was originally. And this was
Yes.
one that I was old enough to remember that my parents would go down and not even be back when I went to bed, because they stayed
Yeah.
down there
Yeah.
for hours to
Yeah.
help make that stage a reality, and we
Yeah.
weren't allowed to see it until the
Yes.
VBS night began.
Yes.
So we were surprised with the rest of the kids, and we weren't even allowed to go upstairs into the sanctuary until the
No.
rest of the kids saw it. So it felt like Christmas. It was
Yeah, it did like
great.
a Christmas slash
Um,
birthday party, surprise
so
birthday party.
so I
Yeah.
always will give pointers to, if done right, the decorations is always the best part. That really brings in
I
the theme
agree.
of Vacation Bible
I
School.
could not agree with you more. It really is. It is a wonderful choice to be in that top three because of that wow. Those
Yeah,
doors open up and it's just wow. The sanctuary has changed into a completely different. The scuba was a great choice with the underwater theme. That was great. You walked on plastic. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
they put the blue tarp everywhere. The we did Camp Kilimanjaro. We made a mountain in the sanctuary. We made this huge structure with wood and we wrapped, material, and we got a fog machine that went off and put a little smoke
yeah,
coming out of the mountain, and we made a mountain in the sanctuary. And we're not talking, images on the wall. We made a physical tarp
yeah,
mountain, and the decorations, I could not agree with you, was just always so much fun. And then we would go outside and the yard was kind of decorated, and relays were set up with special blow ups, and the grass was painted with fun little things on the grass, and I couldn't agree with you more.
yep, yep.
Decorations
So
were
yeah,
fantastic.
and finally our own opinion
Yes.
on number
Number one.
one, and that is the
Yes.
daily episodes.
Woo.
Personably, chowder.
I'm sorry. We talked about what would be the number one
This
thing.
was the first thing
It was.
that has stuck in my mind ever
Yes.
since I was a kid
I'm
to
sorry.
grow
Yes.
up. I
Yes.
mean, never before will there, or will never be again, a mascot of VBS more so than him. You
I
see that
could not agree with you
no
more.
other theme has been able to bring over a, what is he?
He's a
A
pup. He's
chipmunk.
a chipmunk. Yes,
So to
puppet
bring
chipmunk.
to bring over a chipmunk
Yes.
from anywhere to underseas to
Yes.
on an island with
Yes.
a burning volcano, it was revolutionary.
It really
It was
was.
special.
It
It was
was.
unique. And I mean, even themes you see today, you'll never see those themes again. That
Yes.
mascot, you'll never see again for that theme. They'll never bring
Yes.
it back, but he had a run.
I he was I couldn't agree with you more. The money they put into Chowder. They rented a boat. He went out on a boat.
Yes.
They rented a beach somewhere and filmed on an island. It was he went so many places and did so many amazing things, and the company, the Christians that rallied around Chowder, like Bible Man, but better. I can't believe I'm saying this, but for a child, when they when that episode ended, your day one, you just
Yeah.
sitting there, and it would drop you. Chowder would either be falling out of a tree, or something's gone missing, or they're
Yep.
arguing or
Yep.
something, and they'll go say, "Will Chowder solve the mystery? Will they find the answer in time? Tune in on tomorrow for our next event." You were like, you wanted to stand up and go, "No!"
Yeah.
I have never before in my life, like, had anticipation for the next day. Like,
Yeah.
quick, get to the next station.
Yeah.
Let's get this Bible night over. I got to come here
Yeah.
tomorrow and see what happens to Chowder. It
Yeah.
it was silly. It was dumb. The acting wasn't like the best. It didn't matter. It
No.
did not matter. You were hooked. The mystery,
Yeah.
the mission, whatever Chowder got in trouble or got in the situation or adventure he was in, it you wanted to tune in for the next day,
It
and it was a
was.
highlight. It
I
really
I I mean,
was.
he was every VBS I look forward to him, and he had a short run. I think only
Yeah.
four or so themes where they kept him because they probably ran out of budget
Oh, to film
to
all that.
film all of that.
It was
So,
good. I mean, decent quality. I mean, Bible Man, if not maybe a little more.
oh yeah,
I mean, in
so
that same sort of wheelhouse, which in the Christian community is pretty darn
yeah,
good.
so I would say the mascot of VBS in the
with
early
with
2000s,
Chowder,
Chowder.
with that southern accent.
Yep,
He
yep,
was good.
Chowder.
Chowder. Thanks,
So,
Chowder.
but yeah, I mean, in our personal opinions, these are the top 5 things that we felt that really summarized what Vacation Bible School was for us.
Yeah.
So make sure to let us know down below if you have a favorite thing that you remember from Vacation Bible School. Let us know down below. And with that, stay nostalgic, Christians. Hey everyone, we hope you liked today's episode.
Please like and subscribe. Oh, and don't forget to comment down below because we'd love to hear from you.
Thanks so much for watching us.
Yeah, and so until next time,
Bye.
bye.